Hi, I'm Jeff. Welcome back.
Well, today we're going to do part 2 of our 2-part series, and we're going to have a chance to talk with Jeff, and he's going to share his experience with PPD.
Being a dad to me is about providing for your family. It's about being there when you're needed. It's about teaching your kids the things that only you can teach them. I think there's a lot of stuff like that to it, but generally it's being there for them and being there when they need you. When both of our kids were born, I don't think we realized how bad things really were. And in hindsight, we're looking back and we realize that it was pretty bad. So I think as far as putting on a game face or sort of this brave face to kind of get through it all, I think a lot of that was, this must be the new normal. This must be what it is, so I just need to suck it up and I need to just make it happen. So I wasn't a very purposeful game face by any means. It was just, okay, I've got to get this done. What do we do to get by? Here we go. So I think that's kind of the way that I approached a lot of that stuff at that time. And I think maybe even Sarah was doing the same kind of thing, going through that as well. Finding time for myself was an interesting proposition, because I guess in a lot of ways it seemed like the me time that I had was actually when I was at work, away from the house. But essentially, looking back on it and from what I know now, that's not exactly me time, because there's a focus, you're at work, you're trying to accomplish certain goals with your employer. So I guess, I never really had that, although in the middle of the summer after my daughter was born, I did the unbelievable and literally left town for a week. So, and part of that I think was I was at a point of desperation or exasperation, and I just needed to get away. And it probably wasn't the right thing to do, but it was some sort of forced me time, and I think it maybe helped me reframe things a little bit. And so it was not a good situation really as a couple and as a family, but I think it may have actually been good to sort of get that forced me time and allow me to kind of look at things from a different perspective. I don't recall having intrusive thoughts about either kid as far as, doing anything, unimaginable in my mind. I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about that, but I really don't recall having that particular experience. I do remember, though, at times feeling frustrated and sort of having this sort of fight or flight kind of thing where I just wanted to get out, but never anything that I had directly with the kids. Balancing work, life, home, kids, everything, it's something that we all strive for, that what appears to be a mythical balance of all of it. And it was very, very difficult back then. I mean, it's tricky still to this day, but, early on when we were really suffering, it was hard, because you kind of just felt like I was on a constant roller coaster, going from work to home to dealing to the kids to bouncing back and forth, and it was just a constant bounce back and forth. So I guess I probably didn't do a good job of it. I think I do a better job of it now, but I think there's always room for improvement on that front. When our kids were born, I didn't really bond with either one of them. I thought for sure when Jake was born, our second, that I would have a better bonding experience with him after being through what I went through with Samantha and learning all the ropes of this new parenthood thing. But I just didn't bond, and it's kind of a scary thing to not be able to bond with your baby, because this is this is your family and this is your life, and it was tough not being able to bond with them. But fortunately, over time, we definitely bonded, and we have a great relationship now, and so troublesome early on, but really good right now. So excited about that. My feelings towards Sarah during those times were similar in a lot of ways to what they are now, because I loved her then, and I still love her very much now. I wish, looking back on it, that I knew how much she was suffering so that I could have done more to help. But I guess since I was suffering and she was suffering, we were just both in some really weird places in our life at the time. So I didn't have any hard feelings towards her. I mean, I honestly felt like things were going okay. I just, like I said, I wish I could have helped more. I wish I would have known. Thanks again for joining us and taking the time to listen to my stories and what I went through with my postpartum depression. Hopefully that will inspire other dads to maybe come forward and talk about their experiences.
Yep, I hope so. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye-bye.